Hey everybody, good morning. I'm Yuri. I'm gonna stream some coding today. It's less and less people because it's summer, but still, if you gotta go code, you gotta code. Well, if anybody is in the chat room, please let me know if you can hear me well. And let's get started. I think the video is okay. Hope the sound is okay too. And we're gonna code some React today, even though I don't actually do React coding daily, but still. Yo, Krisha. Yo, hey guys. Hey everybody. So I just announced that we're gonna code some React today, and this is not actually React per se, but the React free fiber, which is done by the Paul Henschel, who is an amazing developer. He's too productive to be human. He did lots of models and lots of animations with React free fiber, and we're gonna try to do some GIF loop like I usually did in my previous streams. So, I'm gonna switch the screen now. And let's go. Yeah, hi everybody. How's it going? Please slap like while you remember that. Okay, so talking about the React 3 fiber. So I did some looped GIFs with first with just a generic canvas, and I was recording my screen and with QuickTime or something like that. Then I tried Canvas Sketch module by the Matt Deloria, and this is an amazing module, and you can export GIFs, you can export videos, and you can even export some plot drawing files if I name them correctly, so you can print that afterwards. So this is an amazing module, and it's based on the just capturing the canvas and using some value between 0 and 1 to draw your animation on the screen, and then you can loop it. And it was the perfect module. I like it really much, but it's not that you know, he's a busy man and he doesn't update it daily, and there are some ongoing issues. So you can see 34 issues right now, and I decided I should try something new. And then there's React, which is like, you know, jQuery of the 2020. Oh yeah, it's been 8 years. All right, and it's brand new, and it's being supported by this super productive man, Paul Henschel. And maybe I should try it. And I saw that it's quite simple to create the GIFs with this one, and let's try to do this. So I went to the homepage of the React 3 fiber, and then let's just grab the basic example right from the homepage. I'll create the folder, which is gonna be, well, the last stream was PP. And this one is going to be a tribute to the amazing Santa Barbara series, which I saw when I was a child, and there was a man called Cici, I think. So this one is going to be Cici. All right. New version. No, not now. I'll create the file. New file. This one. How do we call it? Index.js. I'll just copy paste everything here, and then I'll create the using the root elements. Okay, I'll just grab the HTML, index HTML, and then index.js. Simple as that. This is how you run React locally. And let's just use parcel again, CC again, and what do? We just do the parcel index HTML, and let's see. I'm not actually zooming the stream picture, I'm zooming my screen, and that's why you see it zooms on your screen as well. This is accessibility feature from the macOS. This is the default one, and because I'm an old man and I don't see well sometimes, especially in the evenings, I I got used to zoom my screen, and that's why I zoom it for you, because like, why not? You don't know with advanced threejs concept, but we're gonna be using instance meshes today, so maybe this is gotta be advanced. So let's run the, oh yeah. We need, because this root thing is using the dimensions of its parent, we gotta do something like this. Whoa. Sublime became just too clever. Okay, it's gonna be with no W and the height. What the hell? I think there gotta be some example with the, I think I just gotta set this for the root. Yeah. So now we have the full screen canvas animation. Easy as that. And we're using React 3 fiber now. I mean, we're using React and then 3 fiber over it. And it's simple that we got 37 lines of code. So I'll break down them really fast. There's even some advanced techniques which I think I'd like to remove them, just not to get any additional attention from you. So let's keep it as simple as possible. Yeah, I think it can't get any simpler than that. Let's see. Oh no. What did I do wrong? Because unexpected token. Oh, for God's sake, this is the 7th minute of my stream. Why do I have an error now? Ooh. Oh yeah. Yeah. There was a bracket, yeah, which I forgot to close. What? Not again. Howard, okay, yeah. Forgot to remove another part. Come on. That's what happening when you try to get simplest possible. Alright, fuck that. I'm gonna go with a complicated version. I think I deleted some additional thing which shouldn't be deleted. Yeah, let's bring back all this stuff. So the basic example, I give up. So the basic example consists of 2 cubes. We even have some hooks, like the hovered and the active state, because we could hover them. And you can already see how much more simply this is than basic threejs setup, which I was using, because like you see, it's 37 lines, but even if I'm not using like those advanced techniques like hovering stuff, the basic setup in threejs for me looks like somewhat like this. There's a lot of stuff in here, like 150 lines, so this is 5 times bigger lines of code than in the React 3 fiber. This is actually pretty good, and the most important thing, and the thing that I like most about this one is that it's actually dry, so it doesn't repeat it. You don't repeat yourself, because you only once state in some hooks or the hover state, and you then can use them. And you can even get the separable modules. So if you use the box, you can just import that box from another file and easily use it in your scene. You could as well do that in a threejs, of course you can do that, but it just takes a bit more code and a bit more fiddling with the interdependencies between the boxes and the events inside the threejs. And React 3 fiber actually solves that for us. So when we're writing some ambient light, this is actually using the exact threejs module called ambient light, like 3.ambient light, and this is 3.point light, and this one is actually the custom made module which we're creating right here. And we were creating the hovered and the active states, and we just putting them on click on pointer over. So when I If I click him, it's gonna be bigger. If I mouse over them, and this is just 37 lines of code. This is actually crazy small amount of code. So I want to do simpler things first. Let's use just one cube, just easy as that. I think I also will open the chat because I'm missing your messages. It's not many, but still hard to look on both screens. Yep. This is Rect 3 fiber, yeah. Not the top chat, but the live chat. The match needs a color. Oh yeah, maybe. Let's see. Okay, I'll remove these parts. You're probably right. Okay, so I don't actually need those events, the on click, and all this stuff. Let's remove them for now. Everything is good, everything in place. Oh yeah, you're right. I deleted the whole thing. And that's why I removed it. Yes, now the color is not changing. Remove those hooks. Yes, now we have a simpler file. Oh, I did that. I did simplify the code without any errors. All right. So inside this box custom function, yeah, we have some dependencies. This is the most important hook in the React 3 fiber, which is just request animation frame thing. But the most important part about this request animation frame thing is that it's actually bound to any component. So it's not the global thing that you need to put all your functions into, but you have it inside every component, and you can just use request animation frame in the component. And when you remove the component, you don't need to remember to remove the function invocation inside the request animation frame. You can just like remove the whole component without any side effects, and this is amazing, indeed amazing. All right, so now we have the mesh, and if you should be already familiar with the threejs because I think I had like 100 streams, and more than half of them is with threejs. So you have the mesh, like a 3.mesh, and then inside the mesh you have to have the geometry and the material. And we have the box buffer geometry, which is just the default threejs geometry. You can make a long box and just rotate it. And then we have the mesh standard material, and just to check if it's really a mesh standard material, we can do this. No, this is not a valid JS6. Not a valid comment. And we still have the color because we have the point light as well. Now it's black because it's mesh standard material, and if you move to the mesh basic material, you're gonna see the color again, but no shadows, nothing at all. Я не знаю, сколько надо учить. Я не уверен, что я хорошо говорю по-английски. Okay. Next thing. So yeah, we have the mesh, we have the box buffer geometry, mesh basic material, but basic materials are not really interesting. If you remember in my streams, I'm usually using the shader material. I'm using shaders, and shaders are cool because, well, they sound cool and not so many people can handle them. So yeah, they are pretty cool. And yeah, right now we have the canvas and just the box inside the canvas. And of course we can populate those boxes like as many as you wish. It's gonna be another box which we can't really see. Oh yeah, it's up there. But the first thing I'd like to add, the orbit controls. And there's another helpers module for the React 3 fiber, which is called dry. Means 3 on German, probably, right? And those are just the helping modules to use, and we have the orbit controls here. You can just put them inside the scene, and we have to, yeah, there's an example. And just so you know why I consider the ERC MDA or the Paul Henschel crazy man, if you go to his sandbox, it has 802 sandbox, and You know, the craziest thing is actually I checked this morning, it was just 800, I think. So those two just popped up today. Probably. So 800 sandboxes. Is he even human? Alright, so we have the orbit controls. We have to import them from the dry module, and let's do that. I want to have, I need those. I want to have orbit controls. So we're just importing them using some inside the scene, and then nothing working because what? No such file trigger. I think I gotta just restart the person. Yeah, so now we have the orbit controls. We can move around in scene, look from the different directions. It's good to go. It's easy as that, you know. I can't see how that could be easier than this. All right. Next. Well, of course I could do some loop and create lots of those boxes and animate them, and this is actually exactly what I'm trying to do today. But creating loops in a 3D is not that good. And then I also need the shader material, so let's start with the shader material. Because Paul Henschel created 800 sandboxes, you could just do something like this. TF shader material. And well, there you go, just have the shader material example in a sandbox. Okay, he's using color material module. I mean, it's custom made module, but let's go with that. And it's right here. And I think it's just overriding the default shader material inside the threejs. And well, let's try. So the most important thing here is this extend part, because it puts in this extended material into the React 3 fiber namespace, I guess. And what do we have here? We have some weird coloring stuff here. Well, let's see. We also have the color uniform. Let's format them. So this looks like a generic shader material, just with a bit of different syntax, but still, this is the same object, the same varsity that I have inside the shader material invocation. And just the custom setters and getters for the time and the shader. Okay, so let's try to use this one. So he's including it like this, and because he's extending the name color material, you could actually use it from the lowercase c. So instead of the mesh basic material, which is nice and all, I'm gonna use this one, and I'm just gonna set color 0. Okay, we got some error. That's nice. I don't see anything. Why do you think that happened? Why do you think that's happening to me all the time? I don't even have any errors now in the... Yeah, definitely so. It's really fast to set up. So where did I go wrong again? I seem to do everything everything right, but I still got something wrong. So no, I don't need this example anymore. That was this color material. Oh yeah, I think I need to attach material here stuff. Yeah, so I need to attach this actual material to the mesh. And now I think this is the shader part. Well, let's check that by changing the shaders. So instead of doing some custom thing, I want it all to be red. Will it be red? No, it will not. Because why? Okay. If anything goes wrong, just restart parcel first. Yeah, that was probably the reason. Okay, let's try this. Use a different color. I don't know why it's why do I need to restart parcel to... Maybe I need to update this file to update the whole thing, or what? This is weird. It just worked when I restarted the parcel, but it doesn't work. Okay, probably something with the hot module replacement wrong with the parcel. Yeah, the colors, they work, but I didn't need to restart the parcel every time. I don't like that. Why did that happen? Alright, let's just keep calm and continue. So this way we could use the custom shader material. So we could update the colors, we could set the uniforms this way, so this is not the some, I don't know, shady attribute, this is the actual uniform, because we have the color, and when we set the color, we just using this uniform color value, which is perfect for us. Okay, we could also use the varying like 3 be normal, and then just to check that we are in charge here. And instead of color, let's just show v normal. I don't know why it stopped working for me. Yes, normal works. I don't know why the hot module replacement broke down inside the parcel. Okay, so we have the normal vectors now. We could just remove the second box because we don't even see it anyway. And this is cool, this is alright. We have some normals. What else? What else? What else? So I want to create a bunch of those now. And to create a bunch of those, I actually need to use the mesh instance material. And let's try to use it. So instead of the mesh, the general mesh, we gotta use the instance material. We have this use frame API, which we are just updating the rotation of the mesh. There we have it, and we have the mesh as a reference. We're referencing that mesh. Inside this use frame, I will need to update a little more. So I can also update, let's check that if hot module replacement works at least here. I think it's not even hot module replacement, it's just, I'm just updating my JavaScript. Please update it in browser. Mesh position x equals what? We actually have the time. So there's a state inside this use frame, and we can just, let's see what the state is about. Come on, come on. What's wrong again? Okay, stop rotating stuff. Oh, this is because yeah, now we have the state, and inside of the state I think we have something like a clock, something like a time probably as well. We have the clock and elapsed time. I think there's a function to get that, probably. Don't remember exactly how it sounds, because this is all new to me. So state clock elapsed time, is it? Yes, now we have some time variable which we can use, and I can just do something like this: mesh position x equals sine How did my blog go? What's wrong? wrong? Yes, now I can move the blocks. We can change their position. I just forgot about the current part. So let's try to use mesh instance material now. Because I'm trying it for the first time live. Well, I tried it for a day, but it's still new to me. And I think it's the most useful part when I'm doing a lot of mistakes, so you could not do them in future. Alrighty. Next thing I'd like to do, I'd like to make a lot of boxes here. So how do I go about this? So I think I'm gonna use the instanced mesh instead of the mesh. And to use this instant mesh, I need to set some attributes. Like I still need the ref scale, well, probably not. The default scale is still 1. I need to close the tag, and I think there's something that I need to set also, something like this, like arcs. Well, you just need to read this inside the docs. I don't remember the exact reason. This is probably some options that you need to set inside the threejs, and then the first option is actually optional, and the last one is the most important, like 100, let's say, 1000, let's say. This is the maximum amount of meshes probably that we're gonna have. And then this is probably it. This should be enough to create the let's bring back the mesh basic material. If we have any errors, let's just restart all this stuff. I don't see anything. Do you know the reason why? Instance mesh props. So far so good. Should have been working. Maybe because we're not setting the exact positions for the meshes. Maybe that's the reason. Okay, so let's try to add the exact positions for them. So inside of the use frame, when you use an instance mesh, you just need to set the instance matrix for each of the instances, and then use it as an update function. So let's just grab an example. So it's r3f instance set instance mesh. Oh, instance physics. Okay, it's even physics here. Use the physics. Yeah, you can do crazy things with React 3 Fiber. So let's just grab the creation of the attribute. This is the only thing I need here. It's not gonna be here. Let's go this way. I think I might have it here as well. Okay. Yeah, so there's an example of what I need. And this is actually the function that I need to call state clock get elapsed time. Okay, I was real close. I think that's better. And then this is the creation of the exact attribute. So let's try to set the position for each of our meshes. And then let's see. So I don't use the ref actually, I need the mesh. I don't need any colors. I don't need this, scale is just 1. I also need this temp object. And let's see if anything is working. Expected token again, what? Ah yeah, because I'm still using this weird part. Okay, 3 is not defined. Yeah, because we are using some threejs API, we need S3. Like that. Okay. Nicely defined. What the hell is I here? This is this ID. I don't need this ID. Or maybe I do. Yeah, I just forgot to copy paste this one. Sandbox driven development. That's what you see. Time is not defined. What the hell? Getting there. This is error driven, console driven development. Console log driven development. Alright. Alright, what else? Why don't we see anything? Do you have any idea why? Yeah. It's pretty popular, and it's weird that I only managed to try it like this week, first time. Alright. Why don't I see anything? So I have the instance mesh, I have the geometry, I have the material, even with the color. Let's make them cubes again. Seem to have everything. Instance. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, the reason. Yes, now I have the mesh. Aha, that was a weird typo. Thank you guys. I should have checked chat before. So now we have all those 10 by 10 cubes, which I don't like. I want to create a bit of a different animation this time. So let's just have them 10 by 10, and I need to remove the Y's everywhere here. I don't need this, just the X and Z and X. Okay, let's just remove the rotation part. On the X and Z components working here. Yes, now we have kind of what we need. And I think I also want to use the different camera. And to use camera, what you use, just use the camera attribute on canvas. Okay. So right now the camera is in a different position that I need it. And then the array for the position. So I'm only changing X and Z coordinates, and that means that the camera should be like from the top, from the Y axis. Let's see. Yeah, so almost there. It's not really centered, and it's a lot of cubes, and let's change them to the mesh. Let's bring back the lights and change them to the mesh standard material, so we see some shadows at least. Yeah, so it's kind of weird, and the box buffer geometry is too big. Now we have the beautiful grid of the cubes, but it's not centered, and I don't like it. And it's not centered because we are using 10 of them. Let's use 11 of them. That means that when it's centered, there gotta be a cube in the center, just like that. You can actually use any amount of those. And let's specify the number which we can use in the props right now, like 10, then the number, then the coordinate is going to be like, it's going to be x divided by the number minus something like this, and multiplied by, let's say, 10. And the same goes for the z coordinate. And where else do we use this 10 number? That's it. Well, nothing really changed. but we got it centered, and if we change it to the, let's say 4, it's still gonna be centered. It's not really 4 by 4, it's 5 by 5 because I have this equals here, but still this is a centered grid now. All right, and what I want to do, I want to create a simple generative animation with that one now. So far it's quite simple, even though I made a lot of errors in the past half hour, but it's still pretty simple amount of code. Just because there's small code, there's not so many code, it's really hard to make, it's really easy to make a mistake if you just typo something or forget the API of the React fiber. All right, so let's try to do some generative animation. Where do I start? Well, first I want to switch to the shader material because I don't like the default, even though it's kind of beautiful, I don't like it. I want to use the color material. When I'm using color material, my shader material, I immediately see one cube, and that's because I know the reason, because I know threejs. I might not know the React and the three fiber, but at least I know a bit of a threejs. So we need to put the instance matrix here. And we need to restart because somehow, all right. Yes, now we have the instance matrix in place, and this means that we're actually using all those attributes that we set here, because here we're just creating the matrices, and then we just update that attribute for our instance mesh. And I just needed to use this attribute inside my shader material. So the next thing I want to do, I want to create the beautiful colors. Yeah, let's start with the beautiful colors first. Nice color palettes. So the main goal was actually creating the trying to follow the same workflow I do in all of my streams, but using the React 3 fiber, making all the possible mistakes and overcoming them in the end, getting close. So the colors, nice color palettes. Okay, I can use like something like, I think 96. I like 96 palette. And now I wanna use a couple of uniforms. So I need, for my cube, I need 3 colors because I want my cubes to be have different colors on each of the faces. And for this, what I need to do, I need to have 3 uniforms. Let's do it like this. Color 1, 2. Let's declare them here. Color 2. Now let's follow this pattern. I need 3 colors. I'll just set those 3 colors. Yeah, so far so good. So instead of this, I'm gonna try to use the color here, and I have the color 1 and the color 2 now. And it doesn't work. Doesn't work for me. It used to be working. Maybe it's something with the Chrome. What? Oh, because I forgot the commas. This is easy to fix. Let's see. Well, it finds the errors in my code, but it doesn't find the useful parts of my code for some reason. Yeah, so the colors are working now. This is perfect. I can continue. Now I can write a simple shader. Simple shader. I have a normal vector. Yeah, I just wanted to set them as a. Oh yeah, you mean this? I'm not even using the get method here, but anyway. So first of all, let's do it like this. Let's like 3c1 equals dot product of v normal, and like 3. So this should be white only on one side of my cube. Let's see. This is flawed. Oh, come on. Maybe there's some reason to fix this. Okay, this is faster to just restart it. So now we have first, yeah, one side of the cube is white, and this means that this parameter is white only on one side of the cube. So I want to do like this: C1, C2. It gotta be a simpler way to do that, but I just like this shader thing. And then we could do the final color, like the final color equals C0 multiplied by the color plus C1 multiplied by the color 1 plus C2 multiplied by the color 2. Then I'll use the final color. Could have used 3 directional lights maybe, but that way the cubes would change their lighting when they're being rotated. So now we have 3 colors. Those are just the random colors I said, and that's also we're getting -1s here. That's why we're getting black sides. So now there are no black sides. We got the cube colored with a nice color palette. I think I also want to use the background color for my canvas, and I gotta set it here. I'm gonna just type that in because there's no way I would remember that. On created equals then this function which takes gel. Yeah, so now we have the color, and I could use this like let palette equals colors 96, for example, and then I could use palette 0 here. All right, and then I could use, instead of those colors, palette 1, 2, 3. So now we have some color palette. I'm not sure, maybe I should use the first color of this color palette. Yeah, maybe it's better. So now we have some beautiful color cube, kind of generative stuff. Let's move camera a bit further. Let's also create more cubes. We could do this here. Count equals 20. And then we could use the count right here. And instead of, could set it here. Where did I go wrong again? This is not defined. I've been using some props here. What? I don't actually need those props. Yeah, so now I have a lot more cubes. So the count is huge now, but I think I also needed some kind of spacing parameter like for this. Yeah, right, maybe move camera closer now. Okay, get in there. Now I wanna create the animation like the wavy thing that the box is flowing into the one direction. So instead of using time, I'm gonna use time modulo 2, and inside this loop I want to create something like the offset, which is going to be equal, this is going to be something between 0 and 1 divided by the maximum distance. This is the distance from the center. So the maximum distance from the center is actually 0.5 squared plus 0.5 squared. This is if you go into the diagonal inside this cube. So if you consider this one like the cube one by one, and I need to calculate the distance from the center, like from this part to this part. So it's going to be 0.5 squared plus 0.5 squared and the quadratic root square root out of those. And inside here is going to be the actual distance, and the actual distance is going to be like this thing here, squared plus squared, but with the z. So this offset is actually gotta be the distance from the center. And just to check that, we could do the temp when we set in the position, we could set it to this offset. Or maybe multiply it by something big. Now you could see that the offset is actually the exact distance from the center of this grid pattern. And now I could use this pattern. Yeah, let's just look from the. It's kind of nice visual here. Like those are bigger, those are smaller. I think it's also nice to do like something like this. Oh, no, the other thing. Yeah, maybe even something like real huge. Okay, it's too much. But you could see the potential here already, right? I wanted to move them. So multiply this by 0 anyway, and then I'll calculate the progress. Let progress. It's gonna be equal like the time minus let's say 0.6 multiplied by the offset divided by the 0.4, and we gotta clamp that. Do we even have the clamp function for the NPM? So I'm just calculating the progress, which is going to be dependent on the offset. So the boxes gotta move only when they need to. Let's use the full power of the NPM and just import this one-liner. Where was I? I was here. Gotta clamp this value to 0, 1 range, and then I could move this whole thing like plus progress multiplied by, let's say, what, 3. Let's check the time. Oh yeah, it's working actually. It's actually working. It was just updating for too long. So 30 is too much. Just 1 maybe. Okay, maybe I don't need. So I need to have the exact distance that it's moving equal to the distance between those boxes, and the distance between those boxes is equal to what? Is 10 divided by the props number, and the props number is 12, so it's 0.5. Let's leave it at 30 and then like that. So now we have the loop animation here. It's not yet perfect because we are not accounting inside the rotation part. So let's remove the rotation for now. So this is a perfect loop now. You could also do those crazy things that I did before, like doing 20 of them. Well, I don't know. I don't quite like this. Maybe like this. Well, yeah. maybe 10 too much, like 4 would be enough. Yeah. All right. So there we go. We have this, and kind of want to add the easing queen tick easing here, because it doesn't look cool without the easing. I think you could also do this all with the React Spring. I'm not that deep into it, so I'm kind of threejs guy, switching, still in the process. So I can wrap this clamp part inside this queen tick. Oh yeah, equals. It's all good. I think 2 is too fast. Keep to 4 seconds. Also think maybe even 6 seconds. I think I could change this to the other way around. Oh, yeah, because it's too big. I didn't see the whole animation here. Yeah, so we have this loop now. Oh, the time is coming. Actually needed something like the playhead here. Playhead equals time divided by 6. I gotta use the playhead here, because the time comes from 0 to 6 right now, and I'm only counting from the 0 to 1. This is why it's not that dynamic. Yay, now it's nicey. And well, all of this stuff has actually been automatic inside the Canvas sketch model, but here I need to do it myself. And this is exactly what happened like yesterday when I tried to use the Canvas sketch. So I went to the GitHub, the React Free Fiber, and I created an issue. Not the React Free Fiber, but the dry module. And I created an issue where I proposed like the rough code, how you could use the recording of this stuff. So I proposed the module recorder just to simplify the recording of the GIFs here. And well, let's just try to use it here, maybe. I think this is like, I wanted to use this simple animation like this. Oh, it actually, with the different angles, it actually looks even cooler from this angle. And it's kind of beautiful. We could also rotate them a bit while I'm here. I'm gonna rotate them a bit. So each of the instances has its progress, and its progress is this. So let's say that the something that goes from 0 to 1 and back to the 0, and then that the scale is gonna be it's too big. And then the rotation that we could add equals to the something like we have this progress. Let's rotate them by the 2 pi's. Kind of want to make them bigger. Or something like that. Oh, that's cool, right? So let's finish the thing by recording the video of this one. So this is the full part. Yeah, I gotta use the braid here. I'm not perfect. All right. Recording this stuff. So because this module is not yet published, so I proposed this, and then Gianluca Simon actually created the model, which is called, let's see, it's called R3F Capture. And this is a module for recording GIFs, exactly for that. We need to set the GL sort of drawing buffer to here. We need to set the clear color. We already have that. And then we need to import this module, right? We can't import it, but I just downloaded this one to use it right here. So I'm gonna import it locally. Import recorder. Was it a lowercase? Yeah, it was uppercase. Import recorder, and then I need to wrap my scene with this one. So let's just wrap it. I don't actually need lights because I'm using shader material. So the only thing I need to wrap is the box part. So I'm wrapping it with the, I need these comments. So the duration is 2 seconds, frame rate is 24, web motion format, and then motion blue frames form. Alrighty, it's cool, alright. But then I also need the get progress part. I need to import get progress as well from recorder too. And then I could use this get progress, and it's going to be the playhead. It should be the playhead. So this should be actually multiplied by maybe math pi in future. But this is just like, you see, this module is younger than 24 hours. Just 21 hours ago happened. So it's still in the early development, and I'm going to try to use it. So I imported get progress, recorder, and then I think I hard coded that when I'm typing R, something should happen. Okay, something's wrong. Fetch model buffer. Yeah, probably because I need to link CC capture here. Would we be able to use it today? I'm still getting some errors because this module CC capture is not actually npm ready, and to use it we needed to use some branch which is not yet merged. And now when I'm trying to use it, I'm actually getting an errors because this is the master branch, and I don't need master branch. For some reason I'm still getting the master branch. Why do I get this? So the recorder is using C capture. This is the last one error. Used to work for me an hour ago. Recorder. I'll try to repeat that. So I'm actually getting an alias to the to my branch of C capture. I'm getting it correctly. So just to check that, I'm gonna go here. Yes, this is actually a link to my local version of the C capture, and this is the way that you use the local modules, not from the npm, but as an npm. Yeah, you can install branch from Git. Yeah, that's right. But I already have that branch, and it's used inside this module, and it should be working. It should be working. It's pointing to the correct branch, but parcel for some reason. Yeah, but parcel for some reason doesn't use it. So I'm actually having that branch there. Like it's here in C capture, and then I have this branch. This is the exact branch that I need in my local version, and I have it inside my Node modules, but for some reason doesn't take. I'll give it a minute. If it doesn't work out, just forget it. But this is the way that you do that. You just wrap that part. I don't know why I broke down my syntax, but you just wrap your scene inside the recorder. You just set all those things that you need to set to record your GIF, like the length of the div, the frame rate, and the format. And then you just press some button or some predefined hotkey that you want, and it's being recorded. And the reason I need this get progress is actually because instead of using this part, I could just use this. This is going to be the end of it. But it doesn't work like that for some reason. Maybe it's because I imported this little function. But that wouldn't make any difference because I'm getting an error outside of it. And actually I should import like this, capture like this, and then use this hook, I think. Right, I think it was in the examples, so I gotta look at the example. Yeah, like I gotta import it like this from this module, and then we gotta have the use progress like this, use capture, and yeah, and then we get the progress function from there inside the module, and then I could just replace this playhead with the get progress function. But yeah, but something went wrong with the dependencies. Yeah, I have the correct version, though. Maybe just deleting the node modules for now. Make the trick. Because we had all kind of weird issues with the parcel today, like not reloading any stuff. I'm just waiting until I get the error. What? Web.js, what? Yeah, I'm still getting this capture error probably. Yeah, because it's using different version, because it's using this array buffer data stream, and this is the error that you get to use not correct version. Okay, fuck all those npm issues. I'm gonna skip the recording for now, but you just gotta know that this is the way that you do this. You just wrap your scene inside the recorder and it just works right away. I think I had an example somewhere that's been working for me. Let's just try this one that I prepared before the stream, just to show you. If demo, index.html. What was the domain? So I had this one that I prepared right before the stream, just to check that everything is working, and everything has been working. And this is how it works. So I have the same recorder, use capture, and I just wrap my scene inside of those. And then when I just type R, recording now, it's gonna start recording. It's gonna get slow animation because it's recording it right now. And then after it's recorded, I'm gonna just save and download the video for you. Yep. So we got the web and video, and then you can convert this video to the MP4 or to the GIF or to any kind of stuff that you want. Also added the effects here. Let's at least use the effects. Post-processing part. Okay. I need to remove the recording part. This was too brave for me to use the model that's still in development with all those NPM weird issues. So let's bring back the animation so at least it shows something. And let's remove this. So we have this animation now. I'll just try to add the chromatic aberration stuff to it. And I just had it inside the examples. So to use the post-processing is actually so easy here. You just copy paste the exact effect that you want to invoke, and you can like list all the effects that you need there. And then you just needed that to be imported from the React post-processing. So this is a wrapper for the post-processing JS library. So I'm importing the chromatic aberration, noise, and vignette. And let's see. Let's keep installing something in the background right now. Yeah, for some reason something broke down and it didn't update until I hit the restart. What? Memory leak? Max listeners? What? And then if you restart it, just works. So it just added this subtle effect. We can make it bigger. And then one direction bigger. So yeah, and you could play with this as much as you want. And this is actually crazy easy, like how we added the post-processing part here. And if you remember how you would add this in a threejs, just check one of the demos for the threejs, the effect composer. Like let's say we want to use aberration, that's not aberration, the outline, whatever. This is the outline post-process part. And if you go into the shader just to invoke this part, well, of course there's a lot of the controls here, but anyway, just to invoke this part you need to list a lot of things. You need to set a lot of parameters here. You need to account for the resizing yourself, you need to account for, I don't know, size of the canvas again. Where is this? I guess pass. Yeah, like you needed to add it to the composer pass, and then you needed to add it in the correct order, and then they invoke the composer yourself, and then all the options here. And this is way too many things, considering just this approach, which is very declarative and very easy to use. So I'm gonna finish at that. I made all the possible mistakes with the React free fiber today, but hope you got a grip of how to use it, how to start using it. Even if I could use it, you can use it just as well. I don't know why was this issue with the branches, which prevented us from showing it on this exact video, but still, hope you like that. You gotta try the React free fiber. I think this might be the way to learn React actually. Not that good in React, but this is like a way to go, because you wanna draw something on the screen, and this is actually quite a simple and declarative way to do that. Just said that you need boxes 20 by 20 and in this position on the screen. Then you need some post-processing effects, and then you just set the camera. Well, this looks weird, to be honest. This looks ugly to me, but this is just the things that you set once and then you use them all the time, and you can always use one of those 800 examples that Paul Henschel provided on the sandbox. Is it worth to use Fiber in order to publish 3 projects for some of the goals, or it's only React fans? Well, I'm considering using React Fiber just to draw my GIFs, because I'm trying to draw something beautiful, and I was using Canvas Sketch, but now that I see all the possibilities that the React 3 Fiber has, and like that you have, it's easy to separate some materials in modules and use your own code in future. You could do that with just the raw threejs code, but it's a bit harder. And that's the way, and this is the way that everybody knows. It's called React, and well, anybody could help you with the React nowadays. And it's a bit, a bit less code than this threejs code, and I like it. So even though I have some problems still, I'm struggling a bit with some notations and with the APIs to remember them. But if you know the threejs API, I think it's a lot easier to get into the React 3 Fiber and use it. So to use the in threejs project, I think you should only use it if your threejs project is going to be used inside the threejs, inside the React project. If it's not going to be used inside the React projects, you need to think for yourself. Why would you include the React bundle if you just need it for the threejs part? I think you could go without that one. Yeah. So hope you like that. You get this weird effect here on the edges because of the chromatic aberration, like the colors overlap, and you got this weird behavior. And how many instances do you think my computer could handle? Let's make 200. Yeah, it's definitely worth to spend some time. Oh yeah, because it's 200. Well, this is actually a nice effect too, right? Just look at that. This is a bug, obviously this is a bug, but I like this bug. This is probably because I still have hard-coded values like this, and this 0.5. So this gotta be like 30 divided by the count. Oh, those waves. So the count is big now, but the distance between the object is not that big. Let's also make it bigger. For some reason, it's so small now. Probably I forgot to multiply it in some place. Okay, let's just bring it back. And you can experiment yourself. I think this is because I used way too many hard-coded values, and some of them are getting in conflict. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I think I'm gonna get back with the Russian streaming next week, so it's gonna be maybe 2 streams per week even, at least for some time. I'll try to do that. And yeah, otherwise let me know in the comments, like if you like it, if you like all my errors and all my struggle. I like to struggle with the code sometimes. Yeah, so hope you like that as well. I'm wishing you a good Sunday. Hope to see you next week. Everybody has a good day. And yeah, what's up? We have a minute talking to you if somebody has any question, but then let's get going with our day. Still working on my course, which is going to be running soon. And I think we decided that I start with not the threejs course at first, but with the generic front-end development, because I'm still a front-end developer, not a React developer, but I'm pretty good at markup and CSS and HTML. Will you use threejs? Yeah, I can. Well, of course I do. I want to make like I want to create GIFs with React 3 Fiber. I don't really need React 3 Fiber for my job, because usually I'm doing all the projects with just raw threejs. But I think it might be suitable to create GIFs and to create some reusable parts that I could use in different GIFs, like this coloring stuff for the cubes. So I could easily reuse this shader material in my later GIFs. Because right now I'm using the shader files and it's getting too many of them. It's getting harder to support. Yeah, I think it has some pinpoint textures as well. Just use the like FEF render target. And yeah, of course you have already a render target example for this free fiber. And what exactly they are rendering here? Should have been some text probably. Or maybe the shadow is the shadow. Yeah, the shadow is probably the render target here. Right. There are probably some other examples with the like the pin on. Oh, this is the physics pin pon. This is not the render target pin pon probably. And it stopped working. All right. That's it, guys. Have a good day. Let me know in the comments. You can support me on the Patreon if you like. Or could you dedicate some future stream? Yeah, maybe we should try the GPU please in some later ones. Alrighty. Have a good day, everybody. And well, if you have some questions, just ask them in the comments. See ya.